Have you checked your social media feeds this morning? While scrolling through them, did you happen to come across an intriguing yet unsettling study suggesting that individuals with a shorter index finger than ring finger are more likely to exhibit psychopathic traits than their supposedly healthy counterparts? Let's analyze this study and its conclusions in today's episode of Psyche Wednesdays. We have witnessed it inside packed cinema halls. From the gripping portrayal of multiple personality disorder by Edward Norton in Primal Fear to the chilling serial killings committed by the remorseless Dr. Hannibal Lecter, Hollywood has explored it all. The film industry's profound fascination with psychopathic disorders has sparked immense curiosity among moviegoers. The post-pandemic focus on mental wellness has recently brought human psychology into the spotlight. So, coming back to today's topic, can something as simple as the ratio of the lengths of two fingers reveal anything about your brain, or its exceedingly complex functioning in general? Well, let's find out. The controversial study, and don't forget to click on the links in the description below, begins by stating that there is sufficient evidence indicating an association between the index finger to ring finger, or 2D to 4D ratio, and hormone exposure during the fetal stage. The study also states that a low 2D to 4D ratio, or a shorter index finger than ring finger, has been historically associated with a prenatally higher testosterone and lower estrogen exposure during the first trimester. According to the literature review conducted by the authors of this study, a low 2D to 4D ratio seems to be associated with a higher competitive performance among professional athletes belonging to both genders. However, it also seems to be associated with dark triad traits, aggressive behavior, internet use disorder, and more. Speaking of literature surveys, the study surprisingly ignores a prominent Nature report linking low 2D to 4D ratios with autism. Quite surprisingly, the Nature report has a small sample size of 40 individuals, but more about that later. To validate the clinical relevance of previous findings and to explore new research avenues, the authors of this study recruited 36 healthy individuals and 44 individuals with behavioral disorders such as amphetamine use disorder, antisocial personality disorder, or both. The study authors then measured the 2D to 4D ratios in all of these participating volunteers. Their findings revealed that compared to healthy controls, participants with behavioral disorders showed significantly lower 2D to 4D ratios. I know what you just did. You checked your own hand and visually assessed the relative lengths of your index finger and ring finger, correct? Well, rest assured, you need not panic. We will see why in a bit. Before we proceed any further, I want you to check out the science article mentioned in the description below. So the biggest problem with the study published in the Journal of Psychiatric Research is its tiny sample size. A small cohort of 80 individuals cannot accurately represent a global trend across races. Moreover, the study itself says that it could not account for confounding factors. Under these circumstances, would you trust a study making such a tall claim? Well, the article published in Science, which is clearly a more distinguished journal, has all the answers you would ever need. So, what exactly does the Science article say? First of all, it says that studies with a small sample size are sometimes not reproducible. Some skeptics even say that 2D to 4D ratios could be statistically meaningless and misleading. Of course, these strong conclusions are based on the fact that two large studies that scanned the genome for gene variants linked to finger length found absolutely nothing conclusive. So, what's the key takeaway from today's episode of Psyche Wednesdays? Conduct your own research on trusted websites such as PubMed, consult neutral researchers, explore multiple aspects of a research story, and do not fall victim to science miscommunication. Unfortunately, Today's Google News seems to be flooded with one-sided stories blaming finger lengths and prenatal hormones for psychopathic behavior. The brain is an incredibly complex organ, and something as simplistic as ratios of finger lengths cannot accurately reveal what's going on inside the mind. Therefore, the paper published in the Journal of Psychiatric Research is as reliable as a prediction made by someone profiting from astrology, which, by the way, is a pseudoscience. In short, regardless of your finger lengths, if you struggle with maintaining good mental health, then always make it a point to consult a mental health professional. In addition, you must also adopt healthy lifestyles. Subscribe to SciTech Vault for Psyche Wednesdays and daily SciTech videos.